Welcome to the Storybird training by the Mary F. English program. Storybird is an online story writing application that allows students to be creative and aids in improving literacy. The art allows students to be creative and jumpstarts their creativity. Storybird is fast and easy to set up with features that help guide students to keep them focused. Storybird has a social reinforcement component where students can see other students' work and provide real-time feedback to build confidence and increase participation. Students can make their stories private or public, and their stories can be embedded anywhere. All of the artwork is safe and kid-friendly. Storybird is heavily monitored for appropriateness in both comments and content. There are two different versions of Storybird. There's a regular version which is free. It allows the teacher accounts to have up to 35 students. Teachers can also create stories as instructions for assignments to encourage creativity. You can issue and manage assignments and have unlimited poetry, picture books, and long-form books. The Pro version of Storybird allows you to have unlimited PDF downloads for your picture books. You can grade student work, you can award badges, medals, and trophies, unlock custom book covers, you have expanded emoticons for student commenting, and then you also have the option for class linking where you can link with other classes in the network. Next is a tutorial. I'm going to show you how to create a story, how to select a group of artwork which provides consistency, also how to save, collaborate, and publish. Storybird is accessible at www.storybird.com. Here you can see in the top right hand corner there is an option to sign up for free. Once we click on that link, there are 5 different options for sign up. You can sign up as a regular user, an educator, student, a professional writer, or a professional artist. If we go ahead and select educator, you can see you just go ahead and select and type in your own username, email, and password, and then you create your account. If you'd like to sign up as a student, you have the same options for username, email, and password, but also has you select your age. That way it only shows you age-appropriate content. Since I already have an account, I'm just going to go ahead and select sign in. Once you sign in, you have a number of options here at the top. Here are your notifications. This is you, so it shows you anything that you have created on your bookshelf, anyone following you, and then you can also change your account settings. Studio shows you any classes that you've created. So here you can see I have a drop-down tab and I've created a class that I titled Period 3. If you want to add a class, it's really simple. You just go to this option, you type in the class name. I'm just going to go ahead and name this Period 1. You have the school name, country, zip code, grade level, and then the subject. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Add Class. These options were here before because these are the options that I chose for the class that currently exists. So here you can see my drop-down tab that I went ahead and added Period 1 right underneath Period 3 because it was created subsequently. Also, as part of the educator option, you can add students into your Storybird class. If you go ahead and just click Add or Invite Students, you're provided a class access code. So if your student already has an existing account, they just type in the code and they're added to the class. If not, what you can do is you can create a username for your students and then add their first name and last name. Since we don't have any students to add, I'm just going to go ahead and show you the next option, which is Write. This gives you an option to write your own story. It immediately takes you to the artwork because that's how Storybird works. You choose the artwork and then you write your story. Here on the left side you can see some artwork tags that Storybird has recommended. And they're pretty random, so it kind of depends on what you're looking for or if you just want to browse. If you want to browse, you can just leave it on all artwork, or you can even search recently added. If there's something specific that you're looking for, such as jungle artwork, you just go ahead and type it in, and then it provides a variety of pictures from different artists, and then once you find a style that you like, you can go ahead and select it. So these were all of the pictures that were tagged with jungle. So once we find one we like, we can just go ahead and select it. And what this does is that it brings us to all of the other images by this artist. And what we can do is go ahead and click View All. And this brings us to the artist page, so we can see all of the artwork by the artist. And you can see that the art has a cohesive effect because the art is done by the same artist. So once we've decided that we like this artwork, what we can do is we just click here at the top, use this art. And then we can actually choose if we want to use a long form book with multiple chapters, a picture book with multiple pages, or just a poem with a single image. But I'm going to go ahead and select picture book. Since this is our first time writing a story, Storybird gives us a little bit of direction here, where it just says drag your art here, and then you write your story here. Here you can see all of the artwork by the artist that we created, and you can kind of scroll left and right to view all of the images. So what you do is once you select an image, you just drag it and drop it, and you can see that wherever you drag and drop it, it dictates where the text will be. So if I were to drop it right here, it's going to be full screen and it doesn't allow any text. However, you can click on the image again and then move it over to make it smaller, and then this is where our text box is. Once we're done with this page, we can just go down here to the bottom and then click Add. So then we have another page here. So what we can do again is just drag another image and drop it, and then you can also adjust it by clicking on it and then dragging it over if you want it at a different location. Other options too you have here is that we had Add here on the right, and then you also have Delete here on the left. Remove page 2, we just go ahead and click OK. And then here's the cover. It go ahead and uses the first image from your first page, but that can also be changed. And then what you also have here are different options for the cover, such as classic, landscape, journal, or iconic. We're just going to go ahead and click landscape. And then we can choose the different colors. And then we just click save. What it does is it fills in just your first name here or your username, and this is my username here. So then once we're done, we can just go ahead and click on the right tab, and then it brings us back here to our images. And then all we have to do is click save here at the bottom, and then it updates. And then other options here with the menu is you can invite a collaborator to work on the story with you. You can save and close, and then you can also publish. So I'm just going to go ahead and click save and close. And then here you can see the book here, and then we have settings, and then you can also edit the story, copy, you can move it to another account. Once again, you can invite a collaborator, and then you can also delete the story here as well. I'm going to go ahead and click publish. Here you have the option to view what the cover looks like, and then you have the option to change it. You are required to add a title before it can be published, but adding a summary here is optional. And you can also choose categories where people can find the storybook that you created. And so we're just going to go ahead and select family and humor. You can also add tags, which will allow people to find it easier. And then you can also choose the age range for people that it is appropriate for. So we're just going to go ahead and select teen. And then we can also select the class that we want it for. And then it is automatically private. It says here on the side that the story appears to be missing parts. Only books that contain multiple pictures and text are accepted in the public library. And then we also have the option here to delete story. We're not going to go ahead and publish it right now, so I'm going to go ahead and click delete. And it does have a pop-up that says, are you sure you want to delete the story? And it's non-reversible. We're just going to go ahead and select delete. Okay, so you can see that I only have one book here now that I created earlier. So the last feature I wanted to show you of Storybird is the Read tab here at the top. So instead of creating your own story, if you want to find ones that were already created, there are a number of options to explore and check through the categories to find exactly what you're looking for. And you can also narrow down the format by selecting either poetry, long form, or picture book. And you also have the option to narrow it down by age to make sure you have appropriate content for your students. Storybird also has featured stories, and you can see right now the featured story is Some Pig in the City. So if we want to go ahead and read this, we can just go ahead and click on the image, And you can see this is a book that has multiple chapters, however it is missing some, so what we can do is just go ahead and select a chapter. Here you can see that it's a pretty decent book for being online. It's pretty long, and what we can do here is see all the different images that was created by this artist. And then you also have comments here at the bottom, which are always positive, and then the students have an option to have what's called heart an item so that it appears in their favorites. And then you also have the option here on the side to jump to different chapters. And then you can also add it to your bookshelf, that way you can get notified when there are new chapters and updates on the book. The last couple of options you have here is to follow the author if you really like the author's writing style, and then you also have an option to follow the artist if you like the pictures that you saw. There's also an option here for a book summary. It also gives you details of the book, such as chapters and words, and it can also give you tags. That wraps up this tutorial on Storybird. Thank you for watching.